Hi, if this is your first time clicking on my videos, my name is Chiamaka Prosper, and if this is not your first time, thank you so much for coming back. And I want to take a minute to say thank you to those that's like if I think about it, I get so overwhelmed, emotional because after posting that video, I didn't think it was going to do as well as it did, at least for a first video of a YouTube channel. Like, I didn't think I was going to get that amount of subscribers. I didn't think I was going to get that amount of likes or comments. Nothing. I had just prepared my mind for the worst. So when I saw the support and everything, I was so grateful. Like, even people that met me physically and to tell me, "Oh, Chamaka, I love the video. I love your edits. I love everything. It was so nice." I'm like, you're encouraging me. You're encouraging me so much. You're encouraging me to do better. You're encouraging me to not give up, and I am so grateful. Thank you so much to everybody that commented on the last video. And you guys complained about audio, so in this video I'd like to find my way around it. Let me see how it works. I don't know. I have no assurance of it's working, but yes, I'm going to try to do better. And then there's a lot of background noise, but I apologize in advance, so just bear with me. So this video is going to be about how I deal with inferiority complex. So in between, there's going to be a bit of story time telling you how this came about, how I decided to look into this topic. So I really thought really hard and long about what next I should post, what's the next video, what should it be about, because I talked about my niche being impact, vlogs and chit chat, and I'm like, okay, so the impact part of it, what should it be about, what are you going to post this time around? And that's why I came up with this, because then I can attribute it to my life, and then because I can attribute it to my life, it's going to help me to explain better and talk better on it. So we're talking about how I deal with inferiority complex. Please, let's be mindful. I talk about how I deal with it. It means that it's an ongoing thing. It's something I'm working on. It's something I'm currently working on, actively dealing with it. So inferiority complex has been such a setback in my life, not just in the life of many people. And why I decided to talk about it is because this is a new year, and for you to get better, for you to actually bask in your capacity this new year, you should step out of it. This is if you go through this and you're watching this video and you clicked on it to see what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's why I'm making this video, and by the leading of the Holy Spirit and by me being his amplifier, I hope that I'm going to be able to talk about it to the best of your own. So people talk so much about inferiority complex. It's not like a normal word to say. It's not like a normal thing to say, like inferiority complex. What is that? What in the world is inferiority complex? So attributing it to my experience and the general dictionary meaning of inferiority complex, it's a psychological condition where an individual does not feel up to task, where you feel less of yourselves, lesser than the people around you, or you're not feeling good enough. That's when you talk about inferiority complex. You just don't think you can do better. You just don't think you can do great. You just don't think you can do this thing. When you feel inferior, to put it in a very simple term, when a person feels inferior, that's when we talk about inferiority complex. And so why is it something that we need to deal with? It's something that we should deal with because you as a person, there's a lot of things there's so much in store in your life. There's so much inside of you, and if you let inferiority complex to suppress it, you're not going to bask in any of it. I'm speaking from personal experience, so that is why I'm trying to pass this message on. Inferiority complex is not a beautiful thing. It's not cute at all. So we're going to be talking about it in this video. We're going to be breaking it down, and I really hope this video is not very long. I don't want it to be long either. I really want it to be short and straight to the point. I won't be expatiating so much on everything, but I hope to touch the the most important things. So let's just get into it. People that suffer from this thing called inferiority complex believe that mediocrity is the only way to stay, do I call it out of sight? Let me not say the people, talk about myself. I believe that mediocrity was the solution. Stay away from everybody's sides, stay away from their sides, just stay hidden. Stay away from anything that is going to drag you, anything that will make you prominent that you are not worth it. That was what I believed. But I'm hoping that as time goes on, we can change this mindset. So what are the signs that you're going through, you're suffering from this complex called inferiority? Number one, comparisons. You're always comparing yourself to people. You're always what ifing. You're always hoping that. You're always wishing that. Things like this. When I started growing up, and after secondary school, entering A1, and everything, because I used to be an insider, I lacked great communication skills. And so when I saw people that had communication skills that were perfect, I used to wonder, why not? Why don't I have that? Like, why? And when I was a lot younger, I didn't like that a person. I used to be jealous of people that had better voices than I did. I used to wish I was like them. And so because I didn't think I could be like them, I stopped singing. I stopped singing. So like when you see yourself comparing yourself to people, you're always wishing, you're always hoping, like, why didn't I? Why not me? So number one thing is comparison. You're always trying to compare yourself to people, trying to compare yourself to a person's lifestyle. You don't know what that person is doing to get that lifestyle. You don't know what that person is doing to get the voice the person does. You don't know maybe how hard that person had to work. Maybe you didn't work as hard as that. You didn't know the skills the person had to learn to be able to communicate as well as they do, or the kind of nature that person has is not the same with yours, and so maybe you cannot communicate as effectively as they do. So things like this, you just keep comparing yourself. That is one symptom. It's just like saying, okay, number one symptom for malaria is what? Fever. You're like, okay, fever. Comparison is one symptom of this illness, inferiority. I believe it's an illness. It's not a nice thing. So let's move on. Number 2, trying to figure everything out. You may not understand it as, okay, trying to figure everything out isn't a good thing. It is a good thing, but then how? Now there are times like you need to figure things out, right? But then when you're trying to figure out everything, things that you don't even have to figure out, it becomes a problem. Yes, it becomes a problem. You're trying to know, how do you impress this your friend? How do I do this? How do I do that? Let me just get a case scenario so that you don't get confused. Example, let's say a woman in a house, a married woman, and she doesn't have her baby just yet. And so her in-laws, her husband's sisters, everybody, the whole pressure and everything. And the woman, she'll try to now be up to the task with them. She'll try to work harder. She'll try to impress this person. She'll try to do this one. She wants to keep them on her side. She wants to do this. She wants to do that. Just so everything can be better. Just so everybody does not lose their minds to the fact that, she hasn't had her baby just yet. You're just trying to figure things out. Like every single thing you want to figure it out. But things like that, you're not trying to know, what did I do? Okay, how can I fix it? How can I fix it? You want to fix everything. You want to figure everything out. These things is a sign. Like I told you, it's 2 ways to this thing. Figuring everything out, there's a positive way to it. You want to solve problems. These things are not problems, but you're trying so hard to figure them out. This is when it's a problem. This is when it has become an illness. This is another symptom of this complex called inferiority. Physical change was a major problem for me. I did not want to embrace the fact that I was growing. I didn't want to embrace the fact that, Chamaka, you are going to add, and to think that genetics has stamped it that you are going to have a big body, or that you're going to have a slim body, or that you're not going to be adding weight even if you take protein shake.